Welcome to Small Ponds, Big Dreams, where humble beginnings meet unstoppable ambition. My name's Matt. I'm going to be your host on the journey today. Um, our show here is going to be a little bit about beating the bank. I think we're going to be talking today about breaking down a pond, how I would look at a pond, or how you might want to look at it as a beginning angler. I myself, not too much of a beginning angler, I would say. I've been fishing pretty much since I was a little kid. Kind of took a bit of a break. You know how some people do. You get along with life and get away from fishing. And then good old COVID comes around and the good fishing boom happens again. And I found myself in it as well. Kind of been doing it ever since, primarily just beating the bank and hitting ponds, creeks, and local waterways here in Ohio. Um, yeah, I'm going to be here with my host or my co-hosts, James and Kyle. If you guys want to say hi,
Yo,
Hey, hey.
these guys are going to be here with me every week. We're gonna, like I said, dive into different things about fishing, bass fishing for ponds. Um, it's just going to be a little chat. Hopefully, we can create a community here, and you guys can come along with us. We can share tips. We can hopefully have big dreams together, ambitions to move forward to those big lakes, move forward to, I don't know, maybe fishing bigger lures, moving forward to fishing rivers, anything that you're thinking about getting into. Um, I'll let these guys explain a little bit about where they started fishing, how they started. I think I have an idea where both of them started fishing from, but I'll let them talk about that.
So I'm James. I have not been fishing long. I am definitely a beginner. Uh, had a friend, Matt, go figure, who was a big fisherman. I liked being out in nature, walking trails, so I'd go out with him, and eventually he got me on the hook, so to say. Got me on my first fish. Been addicted ever since. Been fishing now for about 4 or 5 years.
Dude, I remember when the first time that you were like, I'll walk with you. And we stopped talking about it. And I was like, yeah, give it just about, I'd say a month. And then you asked to start fishing. And then I think what really got you hooked was when we caught that catfish.
Oh, yes, that's a story.
Yeah, that we'll save that story because it is a good one, and there is a video. I still have the video to go along with that, but we'll save it. Kyle, how about you, my good friend?
yeah, I think it all started mostly with a simple hobby. My friends looking for something to do. Something chill, something different. He got me did something different. He helped me grab a few cheap rods. Went to a local pond, and he got me hooked. So started buying a couple other rods, see what else I can do. Taught me different things. So that's why I'm here now, trying to learn different things from other people and trying to teach you something as well.
I think what's going to be fun with Kyle here is having that real. I think Kyle is, we could definitely say, is more of a beginner than James. I
100%.
think I think it's just because James gets out more than you. You know, I mean, that's how it goes. The more time you get out, the more time you have to get used to it, learn more things of that nature.
All right.
So I definitely think having you on as the beginner and hopefully you'll have a perspective as somebody that is learning and you can chime in and ask questions in real time instead of other questions. Hopefully we'll have people that listen and they
All
can
right.
comment on this and ask questions as well. We can always answer those. Again, I'm no expert. These guys may act like I'm an expert or may allude that way, but I'm just like anybody else. I learn by listening to podcasts. I learn by watching YouTube. I learn by time on the water. I put a lot of time on the water,
He's the fish
and it.
whisperer.
Oh, dude, I wish. Do you know how many days that we would have gone out and been able to leave and at least one of us catch a fish,
Dude, I
like a
don't know.
sea whale?
But you're like the only person I know that can try something completely different and always catch a fish almost on it every time.
Dude, I will. Okay, so you're alluding into a little bit what we're going to talk to tonight, but there is a key there. There's a key there that I believe is what kind of separates me from other people, and I really just think it boils down to patience, man.
Right.
You just you have to think about what your lure looks like in the water, and sometimes when I'm using my lure, I'm like, oh, okay, that looks like crap. I need to either speed it up or slow it down, and most of the time, I find slowing it down really kind of works. Um, I don't know what it is, or whatever you're using at the time, but that seems to be it. Patience, pay attention to what you're doing. I goof around while we're out there, but I really am like staring at the water, watching my line, listening to everything going on, and
Mhm.
all that all that fun crap. But like I said, we'll move on to that once we get to the topic of the night. Topic of the night again, breaking down of ponds. But I think what I would like to do before we dive into that, I want to talk about this week's tales of the week. I want to talk about fishing this week, boys. What anything fun come out of your fishy weeks? I already know one story that we will talk about here tonight, but I didn't know if anybody had anything they wanted to add.
Well, our one story you're alluding to, I think, is the only time I went out fishing this week.
Dang, that's the only time you went out. You know me, I went out all week. So definitely have stuff to talk about. But about you, Kyle? Did you get out on the water? Did you wet a line?
Yeah, whatever. What was our new little nickname that we made for our new little pond?
Oh, it was Popo Pond
Popo
also
Pond.
your only fishing adventure this week?
Mm-hmm. It was. Hopefully we're going to get out this weekend and hopefully go do that. It sounds great. Trying to get my feet wet.
Uh, yeah, I'd like to get out this weekend. We'll see. I'll be honest with you. If you guys want to go out Sunday and it's just raining and not storming,
I mean,
I'm
I
low
I
key
catch fish when it's
down.
raining.
I definitely catch fish when it's raining, but I also catch lightning when it's storming. So I'm not,
Right, right,
Oh, as
I'm
long
not
as there's
really,
no lightning, fair
right.
play.
I'm not into that. So all right, so you boys, you only went straight Popo Pond all week. I got out. You know me. I get out. I tried to get out as much as possible. I didn't really have anything crazy. I caught some stuff. I had one day where like James, I called you and told you about this. I think it's only happened to me like one other time this year, but like I was fishing for
Hmm.
a while. I was fishing a bellows gill on a beast hook, and I was just popping it along, and I got bit. I set the hook, snap, just snap me clean off. I'm like, what the heck? So you know me, retied the same thing on. I tied the same thing on. I pitched right back in the same area, same thing. Got a bite, snap right off, back to back. I even used two different types of knots. I really
That's when
think
you gotta look into the line you're using.
that this line I'm buying has a shelf life that is getting smaller and smaller with usage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, excuse me, I'm thinking you get like normally you would get like like what 3 months out of this spool or this spool of line you have on your reel. I think now I'm getting like a month. And I think that's why I'm having the problems because I
Yeah.
think there's just minute nicks in it. I don't know, but it is about that time for me to switch lines to try a new line. I do really like the line I use, but I'm gonna try a new line. But back to tales of the week, the good po pond. So me and the
Hmm.
boys met up on Friday and fished a local pond near us that we've nicknamed Popo Pond, which actually we've nicknamed because of this story right here. And the funny thing is we had been talking for a little while about making a podcast. We had all gotten together for the first time in a while to fish, and we were going to talk about the podcast that night. And it's hilarious that this happens, and we knew immediately after it happened we had to put it um, on the pod. I mean, we just had to do it. So basically, we're fishing on this body of water. It's I wouldn't say it's a large pond. I'd say it's like a medium sized pond, maybe like 1 acre. I would say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say much bigger or smaller than that. And we're fishing pretty close to each other all on one side. And I see this guy walking up to us. I couldn't tell you. He's probably, I would say late teens, early 20s, to be honest. And he rolls up to us, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the first question he asked if we were catching any. And my response was no, but really hoping to get into some. And this guy proceeds to say something along the lines of, "Oh, I never catch shit in here. I only catch cats in here," alluding to he only catches catfish. And I believe at that time, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I've kind of caught a few bass. And then he asked me, "Oh, well, I've got this topwater frog." This guy is throwing a topwater frog. First of all, if anybody in here knows anything about bass fishing or out there listening, you do not throw a topwater frog the way that this gentleman was throwing a topwater frog. My man is throwing this on a spinning combo that had to have leaped out of like 1982. And it
But
has braid on it that has to be lighter than cat hair. I mean, it
I do
was
give him the benefit
not.
of the doubt, though, that he did try to say, "Hey, I don't know how to use this. I
I
don't know what I'm
agree.
doing."
I
And
agree.
you know what I mean, and he had the balls enough to just to walk up to say, "Hey, but hey, I'm ignorant on how to use this. Can you teach me how?"
Yeah, but of course, my friends, because he didn't ask me, but of course,
I
my
mean,
friends
it
were
looked
like,
like he was
"No,
asking
Matt's
everybody
here.
at this point.
Matt's here. He's the genius.
Yes,
He
oh
knows
yeah,
how
we
to do
did.
it all. Matt's
We
here,
just passed
dude.
it off to Matt.
Hey,
Come on,
Matt do
buddy.
it."
I'm sorry.
in all fairness, you taught us how to fish,
Yeah, no,
so
yeah, no, no,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
He asked me how to use this top water frog. My friends tell me, yeah, you need to be the one to show him because you're the almighty Jesus of bass fishing. By the way, I'm not.
right.
word for word, word for
I
word.
just I just fish a lot and watch a lot of YouTube. That's it. But I hopefully can bestow some knowledge onto you people, meaning James
Great.
and Kyle over here. Uh, and so I'm like, yeah, give me your pole. I'll do it. So I start working the frog, show him how to work the frog, and I'm like, man, this rod is terrible. It's not really great for doing this, but you see how it moves side to side. That's kind of the action you're looking for. And about this time, this gentleman asked me if I smoke. And I know from just being around the area I live in that I know what I'm being asked. And I always just kind of like act like I'm an idiot. I'm like, "What are you talking about? Are you talking about tobacco or marijuana?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm looking for pot." And I'm like, "Well, man, we live in the 21st century. I think there's places to get that, buddy. I don't have nothing for you."
Right.
And then so I don't know. Did he go
He
back
said
to just talking?
no. So yeah, he went back to talking, saying like, "Oh, I can't go there because I'm only 20." The kid, he said, how did he say 20?
He said, so no, he goes to James next and asks him. And James says, he's like, "No, I don't have nothing."
Oh,
And
I
then
thought
that's
that's
when
what you
I'm
said.
Barking
like,
up the
Went
"Dude,
to
wrong
the
tree.
store, right?
yeah," I'm like, "Dude, why don't you try going to the dispensary?"
Right.
And he's like, "Dude, I'm only 20." And
Yeah,
we
kid,
all know, looking
17
at this
probably,
dude, 18-year-old, he's
maybe.
not 20. So I think he asked us maybe a grand total of what, like five, six, 7 times. Like he just
Oh
kept
my god.
asking us. He even
Oh yeah.
asked about my rod laying on the ground. I thought he was gonna grab my rod and run. He just stared at it for like 20 minutes. It felt like, and he's like, "Hey, can you use that?" And I just simply was like, "No."
No.
Yeah, he was trying
And
to
then he
use our
asked Kyle.
niceness.
He asked Kyle, and Kyle was like, "Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
man."
I was hoping he took off with it, dude. I was like, just take my pole and go away. Honestly,
That's just because you need a new one.
I just need a reason to go buy a new one.
I, he was like, "I just need a new one."
I
But
got three of them, four of them.
eventually the individual he even says like stuff that was just weird, like,
Mm.
oh, he'd like start sniffing the air and they'd be like, "You guys smell that? I really smell some marijuana." I'm like, "Dude, what are you, Gruff McGruff? Are we
It
taking a
smells like
bite out
a.
of time right now?"
He said it smells like a Dutch.
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah,
about catching carp on chicken liver.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yes.
They
Oh my
breed
god.
these catfish just on chicken liver.
Chicken liver. And then he was
They
like, he was
train
like,
them, train them
Train,
on chicken
train,
liver, like
train.
training carbs.
on chicken liver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
a carp.
That's so great.
And then he was
But
like,
he did
Jeremy.
say, talking about, yeah, Jeremy.
Jeremy, the bass, the 5-pound bass. Good old Jeremy, bro. He's lurking. I think I had him hooked that one day. I know y'all gonna tell me it's a fish story. We can share fish stories on another episode, but yes, this individual was very odd, and eventually, said individual decided to mosey on and find himself the marijuana he was looking for. We did not supply this individual with any marijuana. Thank goodness, because one, we didn't have any, and two, as James pointed out after the individual left, he was like, "Man, I was really waiting to see when that undercover cop was going to leave." And I'm not gonna lie, it never dawned on me about that until you said that.
It's great.
And when you said that, I was like, "Dude, you're right. That could have been an
100%
undercover
right.
cop." They just gotta get it's like 21 and he just looks like he's 17, 18 years old, going
Right.
to the pond just looking out for it. And that's where we always like to put out a PSA to our listeners that rule number one with fishing ponds: don't ask strangers for drugs, kids.
Right.
Don't
Right.
ask strangers for drugs. That's a no go.
Yeah,
But
that's lesson
yeah,
101 for sure.
Popo Pond. You guys got to watch out there. If you guys are local in the area we live in, which we're not saying, which
Don't
is
take
hilarious,
candy
but
or drugs from strangers.
if you know, you know. Popo Pond. You got to watch out for that.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for it. But there's biggins in there, though.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen. I do.
There's biggins.
I've heard
I've
people
seen it.
already yell about the grass carp.
Oh, dude. Oh, you said it, dude.
Carp
I
up there.
heard Jeremy yelling about the grass carp.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I heard Jeremy fucking dude. He was bitching a fit.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I think that was it for that day. Nobody caught anything. That's the fishiest, the least fishiest part.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
we were there for a while too.
You got a couple bites at least.
Mm. I
Yeah,
got
but
it.
I was throwing the crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I love that
Didn't lose
lure.
it this time.
I don't care. I don't care if I never catch a fish on it. I just love that lure.
It looks weird for sure.
If you don't know what he's
It's
talking about, check it out.
uh,
Geecracks G Crazy.
oh,
Mm.
dude, if you don't know about the G
Non-sponsored.
crazy non-sponsored wished
Yeah. No. Yeah.
hashtag
100%.
hashtag
We
hashtag
wished.
sponsor us Geecracks.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be that'd be amazing.
Dude, I'd be using everything. I'd buy it and just still give me a couple things. Just give me a
So there'll be
discount.
more on
Just give me a healthy
Geecrack here in a
discount.
little bit.
Dude, look, I don't know if I told you guys about this. Hold on, this is the last tangent before we get into the episode's topic, which again, breaking down ponds. This is the last side tangent. Have you guys looked at becoming a crack house member? Which, by the way, what a name! What a name!
What is it?
What?
It's called a crack house. It's Geecracks membership.
Okay.
So it's $100 for the whole year. You get drops to lures before they come out. So like before the G Craze even hit market, you could buy it through being a crack house member. Um, and you also get free crap when you sign up, like a free hat. They also send you a bait box, a couple
Mm.
other things. I
I mean,
definitely,
that sounds worth.
yeah, I definitely put it on my Santa Claus list. It's like my number one and number two, and I think it's also my number three. It could possibly be my number four, and I think they're all circled too.
You just want 4 memberships?
Yeah, well, I want to hand them out to my friends. Jeez.
Right.
Ah, spoiler! You guys know what you're getting for Christmas.
I love it.
Your hand-me-down crack house membership?
Yes.
No, just my hand-me-down crack. That's it.
Oh,
Really,
okay,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's it. That's all you
Second
get.
hand crack is always the best.
Best kind. I don't know what kind you guys have, but that's my favorite. I look for the bubblegum flavored. I heard that's where it's at. All right, boys. Well, we're talking about breaking down ponds tonight. I wanted to definitely make note. I made a big note in my notes. Just heads up to everybody listening. Yes, we make notes here because, well, it's hard to come up with things right off the fly. It's easier to make notes throughout the week and kind of keep them up, and you can kind of keep a little bit of a rhythm going. So I want to start with I want to start with, do you guys even think about anything before you go to the pond? Are you just like, you're just like, the only thing you're thinking about is like, I'm going to the pond, I'm fishing with my buddies, that's all I care about. Or I'm going to the pond, I'm trying to catch a fish, that's all I
Man,
care
I'll admit, there's one thing I always forget, and it seems to always forget, is my pliers. And I got them right here, right next to me, and I constantly forget them every
about. Yes.
time.
Yep, that's a key. That's a key
My
one.
pliers never leave my car.
Yep, I know. James
At
James is
least
the
it's in the
man.
car. I leave mine at
But like,
home.
so you're trying to say you need to think, you're thinking about,
I'm
make
thinking about
sure
just
to,
start throwing them in my truck. I'm going to
yeah,
take my truck anyway, so
I would.
I'm about to
No,
just
I'm
throw them
talking
in
about
there.
like, do you guys do any research on your pond? You're going to
No,
anything at
I mean,
all?
no, not
I
really. I
mean,
mean, we jump in, we play by ear play, and say, I mean, I think you had that one app that you used to use, and you used to
So
communicate
yes,
with the people and the community around the area.
I will say I don't communicate anymore, and I do not post. I used to. I use Fishbrain, but I normally use that to look at. So I kind of look at that as more of like what I see people catching, to see like, okay, I see people catching largemouth. I know largemouth are in there. I'll go fish it. But I feel like I do a lot of stuff before I leave. Like, I make sure, like, there's a lot of things I forget about. One thing, water. Make sure you always have some good old agua with you. I don't care if it's hot. I don't care what it is. Just make sure you have just water with you.
hydration is key.
I mean, at the end
Yes,
of the day,
agreed. You know me, I'm
you're
bringing
3 hours.
bottles of water.
Oh yeah, I'm guzzling that crap.
I do.
Now, do you guys do any pre-rigging of your lures?
Sometimes, sometimes I do. I
Not
I
really.
I am trying to learn right now how to put the braid with the was it fluoro?
Uh, Braid.
Put
Well,
your
I
leader
normally
line
do
on.
braid.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
leader.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yeah,
so you put on leader if you need to.
yeah.
So
I could do it. I just
I,
got to look online how to do it because I'm not used to doing it.
I will say, I think key wise, things that people forget to do, and I think is key, is one, check your line for frays, nicks, anything of that nature,
Oh
especially
my
if you're using
goodness.
fluorocarbon.
Correct, dude. Me and James talking about that subject. Me and James is pulling mine off, dude. We pulled about how much, James? Like 3 foot.
We cut at least 3 feet, maybe five off of that line you had.
Oh my god! I had to wrap it all up and put it in my pocket. That's another thing. Always never leave your trash on the ground. But
No, my gosh. Yes.
Nothing bugs me
Please,
more.
yeah,
please, PSA to anybody listening to this podcast. If you
we
go
condone
fishing,
this.
listen, just don't be a nasty butt.
Yeah.
Don't be a nasty butt. Don't be throwing your trash down out. Don't I don't want to see your bag of Yamamoto Senko sitting floating
Right.
in the river. I don't need to see your dip cup. I don't want to see your siggy butts. I don't want to see your 30 foot of catfish line with a leader on it and a half a dead bluegill. I don't want to see that.
All right. Correct.
How about
Agreed.
instead? How about this? Instead of instead of throwing your trash down, how about everybody just put a couple like grocery bags, just like Kroger bags, Walmart bags, whatever grocery store you go to, just a couple of those plastic bags in your tackle bag, and pick it all up while you're out there and put it in that bag and throw it away when you get home, or find a trash can
Hmm.
nearby. You know how many times I see literally a trash can and there's like a cup on the ground next to it? It's like, really, man?
And you know what? And I'll say this also, and it can be a blessing because I found lures on the ground by picking stuff up, and I
Oh,
have gotten a plenty of stuff. I probably found almost. I found 3 lures this day. I found that Whopper Flopper. That was probably like 20, $30.
this guy just said Whopper Flopper.
What the
I,
whatever
I
it
I was
is.
gonna let it
said
go.
it's.
I was gonna let it go.
I'm not letting it go because
Which
we're
one
on a
was it?
podcast.
Which one is
It's
it?
called a. It's called a Whopper Plopper.
I said Whopper Flopper.
No, Plopper.
Plopper.
Plopper, not Flopper.
I love it.
Plopper.
Hey, I like mine better. Hey, but lessons learned. But continue.
A
That's
But
Whopper
yes, but you
flopper, is that
yes.
a soft plastic Whopper plopper?
No, that's a Whopper plopper. That's tail goes the other way. It's the Whopper flopper. You know what I mean? It's on the other
Okay, I got it. That's my bad. That was great though. I love it.
it was good. Hey, you know what? I
Hey,
love
no,
it.
you gotta correct me when I'm wrong because you know what I mean. Other
I'm
people will
always gonna
think it's
correct
wrong
you when you're wrong.
too. So
Well,
I
no,
mean,
I mean, I just that and now you learn something. You
right.
know,
I mean,
really
that's
do
fine.
learn something.
Plopper.
The more you
Plopper.
know.
Yes, the more you know. Hey, we should
So
have a segment of that. The more you know. I should ask dumb questions.
yeah, the more you know.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you never know. You might thought you might knew something.
This is true. Well, I mean, you thought it was Whopper flopper,
That's
and
what I'm
I had to say
saying.
it
The
was
more you
Whopper
know.
flopper. So what about you guys? So you're checking. I'm also checking another thing this year. I'm gonna say that I've learned too. Before you get out there, when you're just getting ready to check your drag,
Oh,
check
oh,
Mm-hmm.
your
yes,
drag.
yes.
Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times this year I look like an absolute buffoon on the pond trying to set a hook on a bass, and next thing you know, my rod's flipping around the wrong way, and I'm like, what in the Davy Jones's locker is happening? And yep, my drag's loose as can be.
Yep, that's happened to me a few times.
Yeah, you got to check that drag.
Yep.
Now this is my other question I always think about
I
before I
always
leave.
forget
How
to
many
check
rods
that
do you take?
other one too, Matt. I'm sorry for interrupting. I
No, you're
for,
fine. What do you forget to check?
on for my flip, my not the
I'm gonna need more of a reference.
uh the one reel I bought from you, the red one that my dad stepped on.
Oh yeah, the Fuego,
Yeah,
the
okay, so
Dial
so
Fuego.
always
Yeah.
forget to check that little
Oh, you always
spinning
forget to
part.
put the
Yeah,
bail.
yeah, no, not the bail, but the what's the other part onto it?
Drag.
Oh, you're talking about with like spin to keep your handle.
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
yes.
Let's see, that I
Well,
always
see,
forget to do. I'm sorry, I'm ignorant on that as
I
well.
don't know what it's called either. I'm ignorant on it too. Someone comment below if you know what that's called. If you know what that's called, I will send you five
Are you talking
cents.
about what allows you to reel backwards?
Uh,
No, what?
No,
What?
no.
You don't have
You
any
could
spinning
reel
It's
rods that
like
you
the
backwards?
can.
pull to the
Yeah,
reel. It's
there's
like it's
one.
the I can reel it and it won't reel if you don't tighten
No,
it.
he's talking about like the piece that actually, you know how you can change your reel from a lefty to a righty?
Uh huh.
That's what you're talking about. You're talking about that nut that tightens that reel to be tight on the body.
Ah, okay, yeah.
That's what it's for.
Ah, okay. I
Ah,
didn't know.
That's
gotcha.
what that it's
See,
like
like
at
you
the
answered your own
bottom. Now
question.
James was talking about something else, and I think his might have it. Lou's, I believe, does have backwards drag capability. It's a little switch at the bottom, right?
Yeah, that allows you to reel in the opposite direction and let line out, basically.
Yes, yes. It's basically it's so you can line a fish. That's what they mean,
Yeah.
hand or lining a fish. I think that's what that's called. So yeah, people, check your gear.
Yeah, for
Don't
sure.
check your gear before you go. Make sure you're ready. I don't know if I believe in pre-rigging or not. I do a lot of pre-rigging. I'm a tinkerer. I like to mess with my lures, so I do a lot of pre-rigging. But you can ask James. There's been many days that I've walked up to a pond and been like, I'm not gonna throw that, and literally cut the lure off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say probably just err on the side of wait until you get there and then make the decision.
Your conditions can be different. Like you can look at your weather and know it's going to be a windier day or overcast, and that'll affect your lure selection. But
Yeah.
your pond could be different. If you're in a tree locked pond, your wind's not going to be as bad, so you can adjust accordingly. Everything's going to be a little different on the body of water.
Very, very, very true. Very true. And I mean, conditions can change on that body of water daily.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have we gone to a particular lake that we have not yet code named that's by you that we used to go to and throw frogs at very often? How many times
Oh
did
yeah.
we roll up one day and it'd be covered in freaking buckwheat, and
Mm.
the next day you come out and it's glass clear? I mean, shoot, it was muddy water. Now it's crystal gin clear water.
Yeah. That was just this year. Last year, every time we went there, just chocolate milk.
Chocolate
Showed
milk.
up this year, clear, like there wasn't even water there.
Yeah, it was wild. I've never, but I will say there's a lot more grass. So I'm wondering if
Yeah.
it's just got to be that grass clearing it up. But it's doing a doing a
Well,
dang
we
good
also
job.
had a long drought season there before we went too, so there wasn't a lot of rain kicking up the bottom or anything.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't know if it was put out there. We're in Ohio, but everyone, so that kind of gives you a range of what kind of fishing weather and fishing area we're in.
So we get every weather there is and very
Yeah.
finicky fish.
Basically, if Kyle farts the wrong way, the weather's gonna change.
Yeah, well, a snowstorm in June.
And then James farts the other way, and the weather changes. That's how I is. It's so dumb, but
It's a
we
little not quite as sensitive as a butterfly wings, but you know.
it's like a moth's wings, dude. You better watch out, dog.
Usually when Matt farts, it produces rain because it's always moist.
Very, very true. The moisture. I bring the moisture. You just remember that. So I think that's about what I would say is about your best things to do before you go. The only other question I have about before we get to a pond, what are your guys' theory on rods? I have a theory, and I mean like how many rods to take, and I
Hmm.
have a theory on how I gauge how many rods to take.
My biggest consideration usually is the amount of time I'm going to spend fishing. If it's a short trip,
Yes,
it's going to be one
yes,
rod. If I'm
yes.
going to be out there for at least an hour and a half to a couple hours, I might take two, depending on how I'm feeling that day. But it's also conditions. If I feel like I'm just not going to throw anything that will warrant a bait caster, I'm just going to take my spinning with me and change it up.
I'm with you, my good man, but I feel a little different, slightly. I also believe it is based upon your time frame, not your body of water necessarily. For me, if I'm going for an hour to 2 hours, I'm taking one rod. I want to be able to get around that pond at least one time in an hour with one lure and be able to do another presentation and go around again, if possible. That's what I'm gauging for, unless obviously if I'm fishing and I see an indicator that I need to switch lures beforehand. But that's kind of like my strategic plan. And then if I'm going anything 2 hours or longer, I will definitely take two rods. The only time I will take more than two rods is if I believe that I'm going to need a technique specific and take that third rod. Otherwise, the only way you really need more rods than that is if you're on a boat and just, have the room. And you're like, whatever, I'll have a Texas rig and a jig tied on. Ha ha ha. Show me I can only use one.
And unlike Matt here, some of us only have three rods, one spinning, one bait caster, and one for your
What?
your heavy topwater frog. And
See,
Listen
yeah,
here,
that's
dog.
why I like
I
having a
have
boat too.
four combos. You only got one more combo than you.
Because I don't carry a lot of tackle, so I like to have two. Then I can throw whatever else I need in my pocket, and I can rotate from what's in my pocket and be light about it.
Boom. So I think honestly, Kyle's biggest thing that he hasn't dabbled into is tackle, and I think if Kyle
I need
found his,
to.
Kyle's problem is he hasn't found his confidence lures yet.
Right.
mm,
You got
I
to
mhm.
mean, I
find those
like my
confidence
worms,
lures.
but I mean, them are just the cheap
Um,
plastics. You know what I mean?
listen. Nobody likes a worm more than me.
I mean,
I
you're,
don't care if that's out in the
dude.
public for them to capture and have. I love worms. Love them.
They are the best.
Give them to me.
So I do
Small,
have a
big.
little pond that me and Matt and James has been to, and we catch little dinks. I'm not saying they're massive, but we catch them. And when he made his lures or your worms, dude, with that garlic scent and the fish oil, them things were stinky as hell, dude. You could literally drop them in the water and catch a bite less than 4 seconds. It didn't even last.
I've got two comments real quick. One, I feel like now since Matt is the worm lover, we need to get a video of him doing the worm.
Oh
That's
yeah, I would be
internet
down.
gold.
That
That's
would be
internet
down.
gold.
I'd be down for that.
And
I'd be down
two,
for
I
that.
mean,
it hasn't been mentioned, but me and Matt did used to make our own soft plastic lures for a while there.
Yes. I
Yes,
mean, I
yes,
kind
we
of
do.
brought it up, but I didn't stabilize
Look,
that.
I'm not gonna lie, James. But Kyle brought it up the other day and was like, "Man, I really wish you guys still made those." And I was like,
I was like, yeah, because I missed using them.
you know what? I'm still a firm believer that I'd rather make this podcast than make those lures. But like, dude, because
It's fine.
you have no idea how terrible a whole night of inhaling that crap was.
Yeah, or wearing a painter's mask the entire
Mask
time.
for hours, and then oh my gosh,
Oh,
yeah, it just
man.
became. I still have some at home here that you're more than welcome to have because I don't
I
use them.
might have some bags. I still have a few in frames.
Ooh, I do
Ooh,
too.
nice. That's good.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel like we've got before you go to the ponds kind of covered. By the way, James, I only have 4 combos. You said you have three. I only got
Yeah,
one more than you.
I
how many have you
have.
given away
I'm
recently
just
and
slightly
sold?
more prepared than you.
I'm just
Hey, I
saying, how
just
many have you given away and sold recently?
hey, all I'm saying is just because I'm a wheeling and a dealing, you can't hate me. All right.
I think I got 2 or 3 bait casters, and I got a spinning.
I have 2 bait casters and 2 spinnings, and the reason being is, well, I, I don't know. I have a heavy for frogging originally. Now that I'm also slightly get dabbling into swim baits, I'm using it for bigger swim baits. I have a medium heavy that I use for everything else. Uh, and then I have a medium spinning. I use it for
Schmedium.
predominantly medium. I use it predominantly for anything that's like EWGs, anything that has a hook that's buried or has a weed guard or anything like that. And then my current favorite, like go to spinning and probably my favorite rod I might own right now is a medium light, and I use it for Nico rigs and weightless rigs and anything
Your
I can
little
get away
free
with.
rigs on there?
No, I use the medium for the free rig because I like to tech expose the plastic.
Yeah.
So personally, I that's the reason I use that medium. It's just like the same way, like when we use the EWG Neds, I like that medium. But I told you, dude, that Shimano on it is smoked
Hmm.
from the creek.
You need a good cleaning.
Yeah, it needs a good cleaning. And it needs more than what Matt is willing to put into it. So he needs to find a provider to clean it, or Matt's just going to replace it.
Yeah.
Honestly, dang, dude, we're going down rabbit holes. I want to talk about combos another night on another episode because I want to go over everybody's combo, what they have, and combos that we want to have, and
Yeah, we
like
are
what we're
almost 40
going to
minutes
get.
in.
Dang, nice.
Maybe we'll
Uh,
do combos next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like that. We'll do combos next episode. All right, so we're at the pond, boys. We show up to the pond. What's the first thing we're looking at? What are you looking for? What are we doing? I mean, there's a lot of things in my mind when I get to a pond.
I
I
mean,
mean, assuming we've already taken into account weather into our calculations here,
mm-hmm.
the next thing
Oh,
for
I
me is
love it.
always water clarity.
Yep.
I love that you bring up the weather because I think it is key to know weather. I think it's key to know what weather's coming, what weather you've had. Barometric pressure change. I'm very big into that. Some people do moon phase. I'm kind of getting into the moon phase thing. I'm not really hip to it, if you will. But I'm dabbling into that. But yeah, I think weather is a key. And then water clarity. Oh my goodness, water clarity. Oh my goodness. We could sit here and talk water clarity probably for another 40 minutes. Uh, Water clarity, I don't know. I used to believe that you had muddy water, black and blue. You had slightly clear water, green pumpkin, and then clearest water. You got watermelon red, right? Like that's your key staples, and you can vary in between in and out different things, but like that's kind of like your class of what you like traditionally are told, right?
Yeah, clear water,
But
you want natural colors. Muddy water, you want something dark or kind of crazy.
yeah, but I've thrown black and blue and clear water and it's worked. And I've thrown green pumpkin and dark water and it's worked.
That comes down to, they say match the hatch. You want some people say match the hatch because you're going to want to throw what they normally eat so they'll eat it, where other people say throw something they've never seen before and they'll want to eat it.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
I mean, there's, you know, the hatch match, I totally agree with. I think, but I think that hatch matching for me is more of a clearer water to that stained water kind of deal. Feel like you get to chocolate milk, it's like it don't matter. You throw anything that's just resembles a bait fish
Yeah.
or anything like that, you're bound to get it. But I mean, matching the hatch is very key to also I think to get the bigger ones, right? Bigger ones are smarter. They've been around longer. You know what I mean? They've seen lures. They've seen, every trick. Now you got to teach the old dog a new trick. And I feel like the easiest way to do that is realism and matching the hatch. Um, I
Or
mean, I think if you're gonna tell anybody a color, if you're gonna go out and buy soft plastics, or mainly if you're gonna go out and buy soft plastics, just buy green pumpkin. Just
Green
buy green.
pumpkin is an awesome color to
It
start with.
doesn't matter. It doesn't. I mean, I don't really matter unless you're telling me, Matt, my water is legitimately chocolate milk. Like I think it looks like the water that Augusta fell into on Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
Oh boy.
I mean, I think that color is tried and true. I don't think you need anything else than that in soft plastics. Really, I think
Uh,
anything else is just comfort zone.
yeah, like white or black
Not really
or.
white.
I
Me
like
and
white
James,
though.
I don't
I
know.
do
I
like
don't like
white.
white.
I,
I
I
don't
have
like
I've
white.
had good luck on white at my pond.
See, and I have not had good luck almost nearly at all.
uh, you get a little white swim bait maybe in like a creek where you're fishing for smallmouth maybe. But
Yep.
other than that, yeah, I'll stick green pumpkin. But I like
Right.
to change it up. I like a
Oh yeah.
little like a chartreuse pumpkin even, like in a
Yes.
Z-Man TRD
Ooh.
classic.
You copper truce. I know the color. I know
Yep, there it is,
the
copper truth.
aggressive anglers like to call it the chartreuse. I like
Yes,
it.
it,
I
it's
like it.
it's it's a favorite of mine.
Yeah, I
You got
dig
to
it.
give it
I
a
mean,
little flash sometimes.
I think though, like, I think that color is a little intimidating for like a
mhm.
beginning angler, right?
Mm.
Like I think when, at least for me, when I first started like picking out soft plastics again, I just like seeing bright colors and things like that. I just was like, oh, I don't know. But now I know, like honestly, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this podcast, get real close. Just get real close to your listening device. I want you to really listen to me when I say this. Bass are stupid. They will eat almost anything. So it does not matter what color you're throwing.
Well, I mean, that's the TRD. It's supposed to,
Mhm.
as they say, it's a goose turd.
I mean, yeah, but you tell me the last time you saw a goose turd with like neon green in it. Because I'm gonna tell you
Well,
right now, you might want to watch out for that turd. I wouldn't want to step in it.
Oh
depends
my
on their
goodness.
diet.
Because oh, that's good. Well, okay, so what colors, like, if you were to sit here and say, like, you're picking three colors to always have in your bag, you're going out to any ponds, because sometimes you go out to a pond and you don't know what the water clarity is going to be before you get there, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if there's like three colors, you should always have. I agree. I I agree that you need to have two solid colors and a what they call a laminate color, which is two colors together, one on top of each other, which is what James talking about. The green pumpkin chartreuse.
Oh, great
Um,
color. Also, if I had to throw a solid color in there, it would have to be pink.
ooh,
Little bubble gum.
Mm.
listen, I have a love hate relationship with pink. Okay, I am a firm believer that pink only works for smallmouth.
Smallmouth candy.
I have never caught a largemouth on a pink lure, and I have tried.
Hmm.
But I have taken many a pink lure to the creek and caught tons of smallmouth on it. Like I think I was throwing a NLT, NLT, a Ned
Yay!
BLT by
I'm not the only one.
uh, I was throwing a Ned BLT by Crush City this year in the creeks, and it was getting crushed.
Those lures were aptly named.
Mm.
Yeah. It turns out, guys, that Jacob Wheeler knows what he's doing. It's crazy.
I think I've heard his name before.
Who
He's a
knew?
golfer, right?
Who? Yeah, he golfs, dude. Him and Tiger Woods. So water clarity, that's helping you choose what color you want your baits to be.
Mm.
That's only about the only other thing I think about water clarity is about how the sun's affecting them. That's about it when I think water clarity. So you guys are thinking about water clarity, and I'm over here looking for what I think the key is. And this is something that um, I think this is something that I really think is the key to bass fishing. And the key to bass fishing is, and you guys might know, I've said it 1,000 times, I think, to you guys, but structure.
Hmm.
Structure is your key. I don't, eh, bass like to hide. They like to hide and ambush prey. That's their easy way to find a meal. They're not chasing things down all the time. They may key onto something and then chase it, but strategically they want to find some piece of cover to hide behind and wait for something to come by and then to come out and eat it. That's why I'm always looking for structure. Now, when I say structure, I mean legitimately any structure. I don't care if it's a stump. I don't care if it's a laydown. I don't care if it's a rock pile. I don't care if it's a rock wall. I don't care if it's a concrete wall. I don't care
Picnic
if it's
table
a
thrown into the pond.
Mm.
I don't. I was just about to say I don't care if it's a rusty old baby changing stand. I don't care if it's an old crib. I don't care if it's a tire. I don't care if anything. Now, here's some that I think not many people think of because as I was saying all that, you're like, oh, structure, physical items. Also, think of inlets and outlets. And what I mean by that is watch where water's coming in at to your pond and watch where it's going out at. A lot of times bass will key in on those areas, whether it be high oxygen flow because of the higher moving water, whether it be easy bait pool, whether it be the moving bait in the current, whatever it may be, they have a tendency to stay there. Especially if it's those drains. You know how like it looks like a sewer drain, but it's like a graded drain in the bottom of your
Mm.
pond? Cast at that sucker.
Yeah. Like that
Cast
one,
at it.
like that one creek that we go to.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
We got to come up with a name with
Ex-
that one too.
We have a lot to name, ladies and gentlemen,
We
and this
do.
is just because we're not
Trying to
trying to
burn up our
give
spots.
away our spots. And let me tell you, our spots aren't that great.
Mm-mm.
We're not giving up any juice. I don't know if you guys heard this, but we fish in Ohio. It's not the greatest here.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's rephrase that one more time for the people.
one more time for the people. But I mean, there are potential. There's potential here for
There's
good fish.
definitely
You just
potential.
have to work hard for it.
Yeah, you just
And
gotta go
one of
to
those.
the Bass Pro Fishing Shop and just go into the tank and go fish there.
Oh yeah, you just drop
Or is that Bella's?
your well, it's Cabela's now, but it's also still Bass Pro Shop, and you just drop your A rig with 47 hooks, and you just look for a 17-pound bass that's been in there for 40 plus years. It was caught by, Roland Martin himself.
Oh boy.
But also with the structures, like get close to those structures. I
Mm.
mean, don't be afraid to get snagged. What do I always tell you, James? You got to get snagged, catch the fish.
Yeah,
Hmm.
sometimes.
Like that's what I wanted to say. I forgot. I tie this into my week. I was fishing this week at a local pond over here by me, and I was using a chatterbait Evo because our upcoming trip that we hopefully are all going together next week. Um, I'm definitely going to throw that. That was a key bait the last time I went. So I was gonna throw it to practice, and I was throwing it, and next thing I know, I got hung up. I got snagged. I'm sitting there messing with it, messing with it, messing with it. Next thing you know, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm snapping it off. So I start to pull. The lure pulls through whatever I was stuck on. And then I reel 2 reels and I got clobbered. And that's when I caught that fish.
Hmm.
So it was like I was stuck in a big, thick grass mat and I pulled myself all the way through it. And once I popped out that other side, that fish was sitting there in that grass and he's seen it.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how many times I pulled in a fish with gunk on top of it, and it's like, where's the fish? And he's buried in there.
Oh, yeah. You haven't gone plug fishing, my friend. You don't know.
He's in there.
Find the grass, find the bass.
That's right.
What's Debo see? Find wood, pitch to wood.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's key too. But yeah, I mean, it's just those key being in those areas. By the way, I lost that chatterbait 2 casts after that, and I'm all out of chatterbaits. So
Yeah. You see,
Oh,
you win some, you lose some, people. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you're worried about losing 20, $30, I mean, you better just hope you just throw it in the middle and hope for the best.
yep.
Because like us, we will lose stuff constantly. I don't
Oh
know how
yeah.
much stuff I've gotten between rocks, out casting it in the middle and didn't even mean to do something, and I still get it stuck.
Oh yeah. And but one
Logs,
thing is
logs,
you can't
rocks.
you can't you don't want to miss up an opportunity for a PB or a catch of a lifetime just because you're afraid of losing a $20 lure.
Right.
oh yeah.
That's why I feel.
That's exactly how I
If
feel.
you're that worried, throw a worm.
And it's all learning. I
Right.
mean, I was the snag king in the beginning. I was losing lures left, right, center, like 4 or 5 a trip. But that taught me how to get unsnagged, and now I don't lose as nearly as often.
Could we call you Snagglus?
Oh, Snaggletooth even.
Oh no no no, that's my sister's nickname. Shout out to Haley if you're
Hmm.
listening to the podcast. Yeah, that's what I used to call her as a kid. Shout out. Um,
All right, Snaggalicious.
Snaggalicious. That you are Snaggalicious, baby. So my question to you is, and then so we were talking soft plastics. I asked 3 colors that you would choose. So one of them we all said definitely green pumpkin.
Oh yeah.
Tried and true, I think black and blue. And then I really dig like browns.
I really thought that your sister was the seal off of Finding Nemo, but that must have been my mistake.
Wrong movie, wrong movie. But I know what movie you're talking about. Haley's gonna love that. That's going out there into the real world. The real world.
Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to your mom.
I-
Uh,
I'll definitely follow you on the green pumpkin.
Uh huh.
Black and blue, I like. I don't really throw as often anymore. If it's a crawl, I love a good Alabama crawl.
Hmm.
man, you know what? You got me in my heartstrings. I do love that for a crawl. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna hit you with another color that I've grown to love this year that I think imitates crawl better, and that's Scumpernog.
Was that the G crazy or G?
I have some items from Geecrack that are in Scumpernog, but I've also had other items in Scumpernog that I've liked as well. It's a like reddish brown color, and I think that imitates a crawdad pretty good.
Mm, mm-hmm.
Um, but I do like that Alabama craw that you're talking about. Definitely one of my all-time faves colors. Now, my other question it was going to be we're talking colors. Now let's talk lures. What do you think are some of like the pond staple lures we're throwing at these structures? I don't really want
Are we
to
talking
break down
plastics or are we
every
talking hard plastics or?
anything, whatever you like to throw. I'm just saying, like, you go to a pond, you see some laydown. I know everything changes based upon if you're throwing in grass, if you're throwing at rocks, if you're throwing at trees. I know everything changes.
If it's anything
But what
versatile,
are
it would definitely be the worm.
I think there are a few key lures that if you're a beginner if you're just getting into bass fishing, if you're just getting to fish this pond for the first time, if you have been fishing for the last 2 years and you're going to go fish a new pond, what is something that you should throw? Something that is tried and true. And I think of only there's only a couple lures that I think any person can always throw, and one of them is the wacky rig.
Mm-hmm.
We hate to say it, right? I feel like everyone hates saying that the wacky rig catches fish. It's something you hate to throw.
It is.
But but I think that a wacky rig, you can have different presentations, different things you can do and throw that is different than just what, Jimmy down the way here is throwing a Yamamoto, right? You don't want to be throwing a Yum Dinger. You don't want to be throwing anything like a worm. You want to try something different.
Yeah, like I've noticed you using different. Like I thought that was funny also, talking about the pond again earlier, the popo or pond. If somebody thought that you caught that fish on that one big old
Oh,
fish you got, that big swimmer.
so it wasn't a swimmer, it's a worm. I was throwing the G crazy that night, and he did see it, and he was like, "What in the hell is
Oh
that?"
yeah, that was that one. I was talking about the older gentleman that passed us and thought that you caught a fish.
You're pulling that bellows
Oh,
gill out.
Yeah.
no, it wasn't a bellows gill. I was throwing the mag
Yeah,
drag.
but both of them
Oh, that's
still,
right.
both of them though, for new stuff, I'm really interested in the worm. I really like
Uh,
how the worm, the your eight, was it eight
can I
inches?
give you? Oh, the eight. It's 18.
18.
Okay, so look, I have found this year that a Nico rig has been my favorite way to attack ponds.
I like that
And
one.
I have found that it works well in almost any type of cover. I mean, heavy, thick grass, no, but sparse, kind of snotty grass you can get away with. Rock is great, wood is great, it's all great. I love a Nico rig. Now you can use a bunch of different things, but yes, lately I have been trying to use an 18-inch worm, and that's just because, well, I've been inspired by the homeless fishermen and Japanese JDM fishing, and I think, Kyle, if you want a worm that I think will catch you fish over and over again, and is a like beginner's worm that you can use easily, is if you're looking for a wacky worm, I
Mm,
recommend the Geecrack SAF stick.
I'll have to look that up.
Um, if you want a Nico rig, I recommend the Bellows stick or the Bellows gill, because both of them I've used both, and have had great, 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 great success. But I also think G-Crack offers another lure. Hint, hint, nod, nod, wink, wink.
Mm.
That is even better, maybe not better, but in a different class than those, and gets you away from the worm, and it gets you onto something that I think is the most beginner friendly bait and presentation on the planet. And if you guys are cool with it, I think we're going to go into the lure light.
Uh, let's do it. I think it
Yep.
goes with that comment earlier of throwing something they've never seen before.
Mm.
Exactly. It's almost like I led up to that.
Oh,
But
Yeah. Yeah.
very very
so
nonchalantly.
Mm.
so gentlemen, I actually have one of these sitting right here in front of me. I've been sitting here actually kind of playing with it, funny enough, for like this whole episode. But G Crack Imo Kemushi Cue. If, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not taken a look at the Q bomb, let's dive in here. Let's talk about it for a little bit. Maybe by the end of this segment, you'll be thinking to yourself, "Man, I gotta get some of these. I gotta try it." So the Q bomb, what do we got here? Q bomb comes in two sizes, one or a 1.2. I think. Let me look at my package here. Yeah, I've only used the 1.2. I've not used the one at all. Um, Honestly, probably don't really need to. I guess if your fish are even more pressured than mine, which I mean, I guess is possible, but you could go smaller. I have used another type of bait like this that was smaller. And if you guys don't know what the cube bomb is, it's one of those like dice baits that these people are coming out with now. It's a round ball though, instead of like the actual die. And it's got these like silicone fuzzy legs coming off of it. Um, Funny enough, when I was writing my notes up for this segment, I made a big note, and I had to make sure I did this. Shout out my wife, and I think James knows where I'm going with this. Shout out to my wife,
Yeah.
because if it wasn't for my wife, we would have never I would have never bought a dice bait. Basically, my wife goes with me to the tackle shop with me a lot. She loves looking at tackle with me, and we're walking through the tackle store, and she sees a Strike Kings, just different bait, but Strike Kings version, which is the tumbleweed, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this looks awesome. You should buy this. This will catch fish." And I laughed jokingly, bought them, and yeah, I smacked them at the pond the next day. And then I went into another local tackle shop and I saw Imo Kemushi Cue, and I was like, oh, it's a little bit beefier than the other one. Maybe it'll entice a bigger fish. Um, and I bought them, and yeah, rest is history on them. But yeah, shout out my wife. She legitimately is the main reason I started throwing these, and these have been like kind of a little bit of a secret between me and my buddies. I think Kyle is a little bit late on it, but James has definitely been on the grind with me. Um, he's little, he's little bastard. This thing will catch you some fish.
What was the color of the first tumbleweed you bought?
The color of the first tumbleweed I bought, are you ready for this? Was smallmouth candy. Was the first color I bought from them. The first Imo Kemushi Cue I bought was they call it clear green pumpkin. But
Hmm.
I don't know why they call it clear. It's not like it's actually clear. It's still a really good, like dense green pumpkin color. But that was my first Q bomb. And that brings us to my next set part. I was going to say is my favorite colors of it are that clear green pumpkin. I also love they call it brown white. That's my favorite. That one is actually funny enough when we here in a minute when I talk about how I like to rig these. Um, that one is the color of the one that I got to 24 fish. I got 24 fish on one coupon, not in a day. It was over like a 3 week time frame, but um, 24 landed fish, and there
Still
was even
amazing.
more bites that I didn't get. So that just shows you how real durable this material is, and it's a different material. It's their SAF, which, if I'm not mistaken, stands for scent
I think it
no,
said salt.
it's
Yeah.
salt amino flavorings, I want to say. I can't remember anything off the top of my head, but this is what it's made out of. It's that SAF material, real dense. The only thing I say is if you catch a fish, unrig it, take it off your hook, and then put it on a different way. That's my little secret. I think if I would have left it on, eventually it would have broke and I would have lost it. But switching it around really helped me out, keeping it for as long as I did. um, and I mean, as far as rigging this, I think the way this is supposed to be used is what they call a gravity bait these days, which is just like a your typical Senko, right? You just throw it out there, you let it sink, you pop it a couple times, let it sink again, that kind of a deal. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not use it that much that way. I freaking love putting a nail weight in this. I love putting a nail weight in this. You put a nail weight in it, it just sinks straight to the bottom, nice and slightly quick, depending on what size nail weight you use. And then you're just kind of like popping it off the bottom. Just give it like two pops, let it fall back down, leave it alone for a second, just a couple more pops. And I think what that's doing is I think that's really imitating a crawdad. You know how like crawdad does that double pump off the ground and then just kind of goes back down. I feel like that's what this is imitating really well. I see where the falling method, the gravity method, it'll get bit. I'm sure it will, and the reason why I know that is because my second favorite way to rig this thing is with a rattle. Um, if you put a rattle in this, uh, yeah, you better hold on. It's a fun time. I find when you put a rattle in it, I find actually I'll use this thing almost like a jerk bait. I won't even let this thing hit the bottom. I would just give it a couple pop pops, just a quick second, pop pop again, and I've been smashed on. I mean, I've literally watched them just come up and engulf it. Um, I think that's where you get a secondary imitation, and I love baits that give you two imitations, right? It's something to keep in your arsenal that you don't have to have a crap ton of, and you don't need to take a bunch of gear with you. This sucker, I think, is imitating that crawdad when you're unico rig it down on the bottom, but then you put the weight in, or you put the rattle in it, and you're doing that kind of almost like a jerk bait motion in the water column. That's when this looks like a baby ball of fry, a fry ball. And I think, at least from what my listening of podcasts and people talk about it is that's where the most natural thing a bass is learns to eat. They've been eating that since they were small babies, so they know that's an easy food source. And you can ask James; he's been there many a times. This thing gets just absolutely annihilated.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I always keep one in my back pocket basically so that if nothing else is working, I can throw it on.
Yeah, it's always in my bag. I always have one with me. I suggest everybody else get them. I fish these on. You can fish these on two different. I talked earlier. I have a medium combo and I have a medium light. I like it on the medium light, but you can throw it on the medium as well. You're using an exposed hook most of the time. There's a flat bottom part, and that's where I'll put the weight or the rattle. You can put both in there, um, and then put. I like to put glue on it. That's my biggest tip. I like to glue everything in. You're going to hear this a lot through the lure light on things. I like to glue things in. It makes things last longer. That's all I care about. If you don't want to take the time to glue it the night before and let it sit out, that's fine. Just know you might lose weights. That's just how that goes, or you might lose rattles. Also, if you get small enough weights like the Z-Man little weights, I use those for the mainly for the G Crazy, but you can also use this too, and you can put a rattle and a weight in it, and
Hmm.
that's kind of like a sneaky one. The other little sneaky thing that I found, I don't even think James knows this. If you do want to use this completely and utterly weightless, Owner Beast sells screw locks, and I recommend buying those. You can just screw that screw lock into the plastic, and then it has a little ring on the outside. And then what you do is you put your hook through the ring, you hook just a little bit of the plastic, and you almost have like it secured permanently. It will still slide up like it needs to get out of the way when you're hooking that bass. But that's another way, at least that I have found, that you can rig it. And then there's the setup for it as well. Honestly, guys, it's amazing. You guys know it. I can't talk enough about this. Oh, the last thing I'm gonna say about it, I caught my PB on this, like PB 19 and a quarter.
Hmm.
It's not very big. I know. I live in Ohio and I also fish ponds, but that's what we're all here to learn about, is to go from fishing ponds to hopefully learning more knowledge, fishing bigger bodies of water, and just absolutely catching hog donkeys.
Dinks the hogs.
Stinks to hog. So, boys, we were in the pond breakdown. We were talking about different lures or different colors. Had we talked about? We talked about G-Crack, which is. I mean, I could talk G-Crack all day. If you're
Non-sponsored.
not using, if you're going out to ponds and you don't have a Imo Kemushi Cue bomb in your bag or a Bellows gill in your bag, what are you doing? Like, are you even fishing?
All right.
Those two lures for me this year have been pond monsters, just absolute pond monsters. Um, I mean, I also think you can use, when it's a pond and you're going for your first times or just breaking it down, you always want to make sure you got a moving presentation and then a bottom contact presentation. But learning the ways of the water, I mean, you can use James is going to tell you to use a chatterbait. That's one of his favorites. I I'm not a huge fan of the chatterbait. I like it, but I really think you could get a lot done with a spinnerbait. Or I've grown into like this year the screw lock beast hooks on any kind of plastics. They have from like 1/0 or maybe like 3/0 up. I like a 3/0 on a Crush City Mayor 4 inch. That with a either you get the flashy one, beast dot one, or the regular one, and just cranking that out, slow rolling that thing on the bottom. Ooh, that underspin. Oh man, it'll get crushed. Now, what about you guys? Are you do you just thinking bottom contact all the time, or we swimming?
Well, it
Uh,
depends. I mean, it depends. Like you said, it all comes down to weather. If it's hot and it's outside, and you got a lot of gunk on top, I wouldn't mind throwing a frog. Sometimes I could put a swimmer in too, just to try to fit between the little holes and gaps that you find. You know what I mean? And try to swim through the sludge. Let it sink first, of course. But I mean, it just. Are you willing to pull it off?
uh,
Kyle, have you actually ever thrown a frog?
Yes, I've thrown a few. Actually, I got a frog, and also looking at it, I have like a side fish one also.
Oh my gosh, you have a that is a lunker hunt
Yeah, it's a
frog.
white one.
It's like a yeah, it's like a fish that's like sideways. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
know exactly which one you're talking
So
about.
it's kind of like a frog, but I mean, it's got a bloop when you pull down or you flick it, and it blops down. I believe, correct, and it comes back up. So yeah, I think this has done pretty well for me. Actually, I've done pretty decently on this at my pond. I've never actually used it anywhere else because I've never had to deal with that much, uh, whatever that is, green algae.
like to call it the cheese.
The cheese. I know it's algae, but call it whatever you will.
I mean, all I'm saying is if you own a spinning combo and you
Yes.
want an easy lure to throw at your ponds, you just can't go wrong with a ball head and a paddle tail swim jig.
Mm.
Like a big Joshy. I mean, you just those things get ate up.
For sure. For
I mean,
sure.
what was that one day me and James went? I threw that little Joshy out at the creek, and dude, at
Oh,
Dino Creek, oh my
slapping.
goodness, man, it
You're
was
talking
just
creeks. I was throwing a ball head with just a little mooch minnow on it and
yeah.
slapping them.
What do you throw? What do you throw at ponds statistically lately this year and just getting absolutely murdered on? I know one. I
Like
know one that
like with
hasn't been
nothing.
mentioned here yet. I know one that hasn't been mentioned here yet, and I can't believe it ain't been mentioned. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it before James says it. A swim jig.
Yep, I was gonna say swim jig with actually that Alabama crawl, Crush City, uh,
Mm,
cleanup crawl on the back end. That's
that's your
nice
PB too.
moving presentation that you can skim it slow on the bottom, still get moving out of it, and it gets slapped. And yeah, I think I got my PB on that this year.
Yeah, me and James both broke our PBs this year. Again, we catch small fish. If you don't like it, keep scrolling. But I mean, that's the thing, right? I think when you go pond, if you're going pond, like I think if you're going pond fishing, you just better be ready to just try to catch whatever you can catch, right? I mean, I
Oh,
think at the
catch
end of
and
the day, that's
catch.
what we're all doing. But I'm ready to try to catch big fish. I want to catch big, dude. I caught that big fish this year, and man, I'm telling you, boys, when that happens to you, it changes a man.
Mm,
Something about switching from a thumb in a bass's mouth to having to full palm that whole lower jaw to hold it.
right.
Yeah, dude. That's exactly where I'm at.
Yep. It is. It's a different breed. It definitely is.
So, swim jig. We differ though, James, because you like a craw and I hate a craw. I am a paddle tail swim bait on the back of a swim jig through and through.
I like the crawl because I'm more of a bottom slow contact when it comes to a swim jig. I'm not really swimming it so much.
But I do the same thing. I slow crawl on the
Yeah.
bottom as well. I just think I'm giving a slightly different presentation. Again, it comes down to confidence too. Do
Mm.
you cut your jig hair down to fit your trailer, or do you cut your trailer down to fit your jig hair?
I will trim the jig hair to get a little bit more plastic presentation out of the back on a crawl tendon, usually. I don't do that with my chatterbaits.
You don't trim your skirt hair on your chatterbaits at all?
No, gives it that more of a full body bait fish presentation,
Hmm.
tail sticking out the back.
See, I hate to trim skirts, period, but I've fallen a victim to it.
When it comes to trimming, mostly the only one I trim consistently will be one side of a frog.
Mm, yeah, I always do that. But you know what? Frog fishing's lame.
uh,
Just because we have had no luck frog fishing this year.
no, no. I think I've used that probably only like I've only got one fish, two fish out of it, and I haven't used it for like at least 2, 3 years.
But as for moving versus bottom and such on a pond, when it comes to breakdown, if I'm two rodding it, yes, I've got a slow bottom, like even a Ned or even the Q bomb on
Right,
my spinning wheel, and I will throw a swim jig, or a chatterbait, depending on the conditions on my bait caster to get that moving profile.
right. I like Matt, like we said, I think he does bottom ground, right, and pops and flicks it like the Nico. He's gotten me down to the ground part now because I'm usually using like swim baits and stuff usually half the time, or worms. But I've been enjoying the Nico. I did get to play with a little bit of that. Was that Q bomb? Yeah. Played with that a little while. It wasn't too hateful. Almost got snagged on it just playing with it. Like seriously, like the ground game has been a little different. After since Matt taught me. Plus he's been teaching me a couple other little different lures, but I won't get into that right now.
Oh, dude, you did catch on the janitor. That was the Nico rig you caught on when we were at. We haven't named that pond yet, but the
Hmm.
pond that we've been taking you to lately this year.
Yeah, the Cree. We'll just call it the Cree.
The Cree, I like that actually. That might work. And also, um, this year I think James said it the best about using two different rods. Like when you're using two
Mm-hmm.
rods, having two different presentations.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a really bad job of that this year because yes, I have been really addicted to bottom bouncing. I don't know what it is, but that has been the most productive way of fishing for me this year. Whether it be bottom bouncing a Nico worm, whether it be bottom bouncing, shoot, I was bottom bouncing the Imo Kemushi, which we've nicknamed the Mushi bug, or actually I think homeless fishermen did, but I just say it anyway that way. But I've used that Nico rigged. I've Nico rigged Q bomb. I've Nico rigged, which by the way James doesn't think it's a Nico rig, but we all do. It's okay, James. Um,
Yeah, we,
uh,
we, we differ on our definition of a Nico rig.
yeah, I think if you just put a weight in something and you use a finesse hook, yeah, that's a Nico rig.
I
Like
see, there's got to be separation between hook and weight. They can't be
I
right
mean,
next
there
to each
is,
other.
there is. It's plastic. I mean, it's not right next to each other.
On a Q bomb, there ain't that much space in a Q bomb for you to actually get space.
This is true. Yeah, I feel like this year I took a dabble in the finesse. Like I liked the what was it? Great Lakes finesse underspin, the little one with a small mayor on it or a big Joshy. Amazing.
Hmm.
Another really good lure we didn't talk about is a spinnerbait. The what is it? Booyah Pond Crasher or Pond Magic, whatever it's called. That little sucker, dude. That thing, we use that on a spinning rod. You catch all kinds of little fish with that thing.
I kind of got away from the spinner bait and just started with the chatter bait instead. Whenever it's
But
windy or spinner bait conditions, I end up throwing a chatter.
let's not talk about chatterbaits. I gotta get more of them before we go out next week.
Yeah, you do.
Or, yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna borrow
I
the
might
one.
have a spare for you, but
Yeah, can I borrow the one I got you for your birthday?
no.
Yeah,
Hey
no.
guys, you hey
Pretty
guys,
sure that's the one tied onto my rod right now.
hey guys, you smell
No,
that?
see, is it popcorn? Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I do smell that marijuana you're cooking.
Uh,
I swear to God, that kid. I
that
hope he
was so
found. If he
funny.
wasn't an undercover cop, I hope he found what he was looking
I
for in
hope he
life.
does too. He said, "I'll be back," and Matt's like, "No, you won't."
No, you won't. If I got
I mean,
anything to
we
say
should have
about it,
jumped in. He has a $300 combo at the bottom of that pond.
gosh, and a $200 swim bait, dude.
Apparently.
Yeah.
He's got almost $1,000 in that pond, and he can't catch nothing but cats. That's
That
crazy.
is horrible.
So yeah, pond
So
breakdown.
Yeah, palm
yeah,
breakdown
well,
for sure.
listen, ladies and gentlemen, if anything is ever going to happen on Small Ponds, Big Dreams, it's going to be rabbit holes. That's 100% what happens. I think we
Well, it's
broke
good to throw a little
down.
skit in there.
Oh, well, yeah. But I mean, structure, I can't emphasize that enough about where to target.
Correct.
Pay attention to weather. Make sure your combos are right. Throw lures that you can get comfortable with. Find a lure that you think looks good, I guess. Because I mean that's all I ever did. I watched somebody and was like, "Man, that looks cool. I'm gonna go throw that." And I just started throwing it until I caught a fish. And then I remembered the way I was throwing it and then tried to replicate it and just kept throwing it the way I was throwing it until I caught another fish. I
But
mean
don't be
that's
like me. Change up if it ain't working.
yes, please don't be like James. Except I've taken a book out of a page out of James's book this year and been doing a lot of force feeding and it's worked for me. But I don't know, that's just me.
But no, when it comes to pond breakdowns, I feel like you haven't got to the fishing part of it. We've talked lures and stuff, but when you're actually fishing the lake, when you break it down, what are you doing? You're throwing one style presentation going around hitting your structure, and if that doesn't work, you change up your presentation and hit the same places.
Yes, I say if you got one rod, then I would say roll up with um, a reaction bite, unless you're like in summer, right? Summer is about the only time where a reaction bite's kind of hard. Same with winter, but we don't fish winter around here. Some people do, but I'm a little bit of a fair weathered guy. I don't like cold weather, so I'm not going outside in that. So if you, I'd say try to stick with a reaction in the beginning. That's gonna get your most of an idea, and it's gonna get you around the pond the quickest. Again, cast close to structure, cast parallel to the bank. Don't try to find what you can in structure wise and casting at it. Um, but then make sure that you're paying attention to the things that are going around you. How many times have we seen a fish blow up and we cast at it and we catch a fish?
Hmm.
I mean, it's something that you want to pay attention to while you're out there.
So would you say when you're doing this, if you're one rod in it, you're going around the whole pond with your reaction bait, you're not catching anything, but are you mentally noting where you're getting bites or even maybe follows but no bites and swirls, reactions
Oh
but no
yeah.
bites, and then going back on your second round with your slow moving or bottom bait of some sort and hitting and making sure you hit those spots?
If I see any kind, I pay attention and notate all of it. I try to mentally notate all of it as I'm going through. It's kind of hard to do that, but you can pay attention that way, and then come back to it with a different presentation. That's the easiest way to do it. Uh, Most of the time, it's just really dependent on your time frame. But if you're rocking one rod, it's just one rod. I'm going to go around the entire pond with moving bait. I'm going to pay attention not only because James said swirls and blow ups and everything like that, but I'm also going to pay attention like, ooh, I hit a rock here and got snagged. Okay, I know there's structure there, right? I'm going to pay attention to all that too. And then when I come back around with that bottom contact or a slower gravity bait or whatever else I'm trying next, I'm going to make sure to pick apart that area a little bit more in depth because I found structure there or I saw a blow up there or I had a follower. Follower is a little different. If I have a follower, depends on what I'm using. If I'm using a swim bait, like a regular, like let's say 4-inch paddle tail on a EWG, if I'm using that, I'm literally casting right back in right then.
Well,
And I
yeah,
might just change the presentation of the way I was, presenting the lure, but I would cast back right away.
like a slower retrieval or
Or speed
pauses.
or pauses or speed ups or reel inputs. What I've been learning, so I've been diving into bigger swim baits, hard swim baits, and glide baits, and learning what they call reel inputs, and using those reel inputs just on other conventional lures. Like, dude, you can use a soft jerk bait, and instead of tapping your, like twitching your rod tip, you can just reel input, and it does the
So,
same thing.
so give us a definition of real input.
So you know how like when you're turning your handle, your reel handle, let's say you start at one spot, right? And that's let's say 12 o'clock, right?
Hmm.
So if I go from 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock, that's one full rotation. But if I go from 12 to 6 and then stop for a second and go to like go fast and like almost like a twitching motion. So I
Hmm.
go 12, 6, 6 to 12, but quickly.
With
And
short pause in between.
it's not really a pause. It's like almost like you're almost like twitching your wrist.
Okay.
And when you twitch your wrist, you're bringing your reel with it. It's a weird way to do it. It's kind of hard to explain over
It's
audio.
kind of a jerky reel.
Yeah, kind of. I would say I would say it's something easier to do with time.
Yeah, I got you.
Keep to the ladies and gentlemen for now. Keep to popping it with the tip of your reel because it's easier.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's a lot easier and it's fun. Yeah, and I mean, just go at it, and you don't get bit. My golden rule is if I don't get bit in 45 minutes, and I've been halfway to more than halfway around the pond, I know for a fact that my bait has been by some fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie on a different presentation, and I'm either going to keep going the way I was going around the pond, or I'm going to turn back around and I'm going to go hit up the same stuff with that different presentation. And then I might try one more presentation depending on if I have time. And if I don't have any time, well, I'm going to leave with a skunk. And everyone out there, if you're going to fish your local ponds, rivers, lakes, and you have to leave with a skunk, that's okay. We all skunk. But I mean, I think that's pretty much how I break down a pond. I mean, there's really not much else to do. Watch your casts, make
Mhm.
accurate casts, practice your casting. And I mean, above all else, the only way you're going to learn how to catch more fish on that body of water is by spending more time on that body of water,
I couldn't agree anymore.
or hope you get lucky.
Right.
Of course, there's a lot of other things that can affect it that we didn't really go into today, like what your weather's been like, the time of year it is, but that's all stuff we can get into at other times.
So when I was we'll talk chatting about other episodes and that I feel like each one of those is an episode, right? Like
Oh
you
yeah,
could talk about fall
For
for an
sure.
entire episode. You can talk about spring for an entire
I mean,
episode.
we could talk about
So
one subject for hours, probably.
yeah. So I'm thinking next couple episodes maybe be expecting something about fall since that we're about to get into.
Alright.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you after a little quick little break, a little siesta. All right, welcome back. I think it's about time we get into our would you rathers for the night. Now, these are all would you rather questions. The only stipulation is they have to be fishing related, and the boys all came up with their own. We got two from each person, and nobody has heard their questions yet, so we all get a nice raw response. Who wants to go first tonight?
I nominate
I'll go first.
James. Hey!
James. Hey, perfect. All
Hey!
right.
Oh,
All
hold it.
right,
Hold it. I actually got
my
something for
man.
that. Oh, I got. Hey!
Hey!
I actually got some for that.
From the live audience.
Yes.
Let's go. All right, James, it's all you, my man. You get the first one.
All right. So, would you rather fish only hard baits? That's you could fish any hard baits you want, but only hard baits, or you only fish one soft plastic for the rest of your life.
Ooh.
But now, is that one type of soft plastic?
I'll give you it is one style soft plastic, but you can do different colors. So one soft plastic brand and plastic,
So I got an
but you
eternity
can
with
do
these
different
plastics.
colors. Yep.
Mm.
Or like whatever hard bait you want. So like, you can use a lipless, you could use a swim bait, you could use a deep dive crank, you could use a jerk bait, you could
hmm
use pretty much anything with a treble hook, almost.
But nothing,
Uh,
but no soft plastic.
I kind of don't like
uh,
treble hooks. I mean, I
I hate treble hooks.
I did. I mean, they're awesome sometimes, but then they're just a pain in the ass sometimes, and they just get in the way.
Look, treble hooks are a love-hate relationship.
It is.
I hate them and I love to hate them. I mean, that's about my feelings on it because I don't know. I've never had luck. I've been hooked by them. Every time I get one, James, I had that swim bait the other day when we were fishing together. Remember, I caught one and
hmm
I was holding him, and you were giving me your pliers. I went to grab the hook, and he slung off, and the bait almost smacked you in the face.
Yep. I hate treble hooks, but it's really, really, really hard to miss a hook with a treble bait.
Yeah.
That fish
So all
bites, you're
right,
getting that fish.
James already knows what I'm gonna say.
Oh, what are
And
you?
of
What
course,
you gonna start with yours next?
no, I'm gonna answer the question. We
Oh,
gotta
okay.
answer. Uh, and of course, James can answer his own question as well. But I'm going with soft plastic, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the bellows gill, and I'm gonna rig that for the rest of my life with a owner beast hook on it, and I'm good to go.
I think I'd be okay with a worm because then I
Well,
can
see,
Nico rig it if I had to.
yeah, I didn't say you only get one rigging, so you can rig that soft plastic however many
Oh
different
yeah,
ways you
Yeah,
want. Use it
that's,
as a
that's what
trailer
I'm
on whatever
saying.
you
That's why
want.
I'm going plastic.
I'm good. So you're telling me that I could take a bellows gill and I could take a treble hook off of the back of a jerk bait and just hook it, and now and
I
now
mean,
I'm using my soft plastic.
by
That's
my rules,
great.
yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
So you're going bellows gill, and Kyle said you're going with a regular stick worm.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going with the speed.
Yeah.
Speed worm, stick worm.
I mean, I'm with you. I hate the treble hooks. I'm definitely going soft plastic, but I actually would probably go with a fluke because I can use a fluke as a trailer in a pinch, and you can fish a fluke a few different ways, and I think I could get every presentation I want out of it.
Right.
I still have yet to do it, but I still want to know. I still want to Nico rig a fluke and use it. I mean, the tactical bassin guys said it works, but like
I yeah,
I've never
I
tried it.
full confidence in that working.
For sure.
I think I could take a fluke and put it on a Ned hook and still catch fish.
100%. 100%. I think you can put a turd on a net hook and catch it.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, that I like that one. That was a good one. Kyle, you want to go next?
Sure. I'll go easy on this one.
All right. What you got?
Would you rather fish a pond that smells terrible but has giant fish, or a clean one where nothing bites?
Oh man.
I mean, like, you get a bite or two, but, like, you know what I mean? Would you rather go to the
What are
stinkiest,
we
nastiest
talking?
pit hole? I'm talking, like, we're almost next to the sewage factory. We're talking,
Yeah, I'm going there. I don't care. I
Yeah,
don't care
yeah.
how
I'll wear nose
You're
plugs.
telling me there's
that's
giants?
yeah,
You're telling me
giants.
there's giants?
We're talking
Oh,
giants.
dude.
We're talking
Oh, dude.
giants.
I'll be there all day.
I'll
I
go
don't
in there with a
care if it
respirator. I wouldn't
smells.
care.
No, I don't even need the respirator. I'll breathe perfectly fine.
It's not like how you said that while you're holding your breath.
Well, yeah, because I'll be holding my breath the whole time, dude. Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
going stink. I'm going stink for large all day. I need a
oh
T-shirt that
yeah.
says that. Stink for
Oh,
large.
Oh yeah, 100%.
it's probably not very pressured.
No, not at all. The only
Sorry, that one
pressure in
was my quick
there.
one on the fly. That was my bad.
That's a fast one. I mean, I like it. I'm still going Stinky Pond. That's
Oh,
for
Stinky
sure.
Pond all day.
Stinky
Stinky,
Pond all day.
stinky
And
dinks.
I'll let you know if I start catching fish there, the code word for that pond is Stinky Pond.
Stinks.
All right, I'm gonna go
Alright.
with mine next now, and then we'll go round robin again, same order we just did for our last one. I'm gonna go. This one I came up with the other day. Um, uh, only fish braid for the rest of your life, or only fish fluorocarbon for the rest of your life, and that means no braid to something leader, no none of that. All every combo you have, just that line.
If I had to say, I would say fluoro. Just because it's universal, plus the fish don't see it, and I don't think it's that obvious when it's on top, when carbon. Or am I getting that mixed up?
Fluorocarbon sinks, so you're not gonna sit up top at all.
Right, right.
As fluorocarbon's got a nice stretch to it, where braid is gonna be not no stretch at all.
Mm,
More direct to contact.
that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Now not many people know this. Braid also comes in a floating and sinking version.
I did not know
If
that.
that helps you change your mind a little bit.
I've never
I'm still
used it
going
though.
fluoro.
You still going fluoro?
Yeah.
I think I have to go to fluoro too though.
As many
Even if I
times as
didn't know
I've
that.
thrown baits I like to throw on just braid because I snapped off my leader line and either didn't have more or just didn't feel like tying more on. I have
Right.
fished so many different lures with straight braid, and I don't think I've ever caught a fish.
That word's right there that James just said. I've thrown stuff on braid, and
Mm,
if it's not something that I'm throwing on top, I don't think I've ever caught a fish.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
So
No.
I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna go with fluoro, and I think that might also be due to the pressures of our waters, but it doesn't matter to me either what that scenario is. The scenario was fluoro or braid. So yeah,
Mhm.
we all everyone fluoro. That's kind of how I felt like this was gonna go when I thought of the question. To be honest with you, but I just want to see if someone was gonna pick that braid option because I'm not gonna lie. Braid is very nice for that direct contact, that setting the hook, but I mean, it's just not. It's just not. It's just not something I want to use all the time. All right, James, you're up.
Would you rather catch a record-breaking bass? I originally said once a year, but I'm gonna say once a season and no other fish, or never catch a fish over 1 pound.
Oh,
Oh.
oh man, oh man.
I think
So one record-breaking bass, whether it be your state record or even a world record, once a season. So once you catch one in spring, one in summer, one in fall. That's it. You'll never catch any other fish.
Now, am I breaking each record, like the state and world, or am I breaking just one?
So, you're breaking probably, I mean, no, if you're breaking the world record, you're breaking your state record.
right.
Just saying. So we'll say you're going to break at least the state record, and it's more random on whether it's a world record.
Gotcha.
So there's still a
Or
little bit of a variety, I guess, in there.
you can, or basically you're saying I can go out every whatever much times a year and I'm never catching anything over a pound.
Mm. I
Yep.
don't know. Nothing over a pound? Holy hell.
Nothing
All
over a
right,
pound.
I'm gonna deep dive this one and make it super easy for myself. I'm going with the record breaker, and the reason being that fishing is never guaranteed. That's why it's called fishing, not catching. So at least I'm guaranteed every season one fish.
Okay.
But on the other end, I am not guaranteed any fish. You never said you were guaranteed to catch those 1 pounders. You just said you were never going to catch anything over a pound. I might go an
Mhm.
entire season and not catch anything
Right.
Well,
because
this
there
is
might
you we're
not be
talking about.
anything in that lake or pond that's under a pound.
Well, I would say every body of water has fish under a pound. You just
Oh,
might be catching
yeah,
bluegill.
100%. Hey, man, don't be hating on the blue geegies.
Oh, I'm not, man. Going creek fishing, I love pulling up bluegill and little smallies
Rock
all day
bass.
long.
I love me a
Which is
little
why
rock bass.
personally, I'll go with the never catch a fish over a pound because I will just spend the rest of my life creek fishing and yanking out 10 to 15 fish a trip on a
Ooh.
good day.
Yeah.
Or or do I pull the genie card? You know, like the genie is always trying to like undermine you. Or do I pull the genie
Mm.
card and I say you said a record breaking
I
bass?
would just have to hope it's a small mouth, but I'm going with the
Did I say
breaking,
bass
record breaking,
Yeah,
or did
breaking.
you
I say
said
fish?
bass.
Oh,
You said bass.
You're right, I
You
did.
said bass.
You're right, I
You said
did.
bass. But what if I break each bass in my area's record? So I'm catching now 2 fish a month, a smallmouth and a largemouth.
You know,
Oh,
I'll give you that.
yeah.
That's not a month, that's a season.
Right,
He
right,
said,
So
right.
he
three,
said,
three to maybe
loophole.
four. Well, I guess if you're guaranteed every season, you're going to you're going to go in winter till you get that one fish.
Oh, dude, if you're gonna guarantee me every season, yeah, I'll go outside in some cold for a record breaker in winter.
Yeah.
But then the problem becomes is like what we're going way too deep into this question, but at a point you're gonna like cap out at record, right? Like
Well, that's the thing. I guess you got to think about it. 20 years down the line, if you keep breaking these records, you're going to end up with a 50-pound bass at least.
that's crazy. That doesn't even
Even if
exist.
you're going up by point 0.1 pound each time, because technically that's a record.
I'm just imagining James holding this like Goliath grouper of a bass that he just pulled out of a
Right. Oh,
pond.
dude. Right. Right. That'd be
I
great.
caught the world record. And there's
Okay,
somebody in the
so
comment section
check.
is like AI generated. No way, bud.
That's even better.
So for the long game, it's the record breaker because the long game there ends with you catching supernaturally large fish.
Yeah, dude.
But I'm
Small
an
fish.
instant gratification guy. Give me the creek, just flipping fish.
Yeah. Oh man, I do love creek fishing.
Mm.
But how
I mean,
hilarious would
sure,
it be? You,
you can hit that creek and pull out a fucking 5-pound smallie.
Oh, yeah.
no,
100%.
that's what I'm sitting here thinking to myself. Like you just caught last season's world record smallmouth that you caught was 25 pounds. So you catch a 27 pounder in like 4 inch water creek because you told me I'm guaranteed in my season, and that's the only
The
time I'm
last day of the
Right.
season, you haven't
He,
fished all season.
he
You're
said,
yeah.
guaranteed that fish
Like,
that
I'm
only
day.
gonna
time
pull out the
I'm
biggest, the
like,
biggest,
yeah.
biggest brown
Matt
snake
walk up
pulls
to the
ever.
out
creek.
world
The
record
big.
fish, 7 pounds out of a creek that's 2 inches deep.
Oh
You're
man.
walking up to the creek and you're just seeing the fish laying there. It can't swim. It's just there.
There's a
My
natural river
dude, you're
under
not
it.
breathing. We gotta get you back, buddy.
It's just rolling side to side, wetting each gill.
Dude, listen,
Yeah.
I know I recommend a lot of YouTube guys to you, but there's so you guys know I love watching homeless fishermen, and one of his friends that he's linked with through YouTube is his name is Jeffrey the King, and he does big swim bait fishing. Dude, I watched him today catch this like I think it was like 12-pound bass. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. The how big that thing was is ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But anyway, long tangent down that one. Great question, James. Great
Mhm.
question. Kyle, we're on to yours now, my man.
All right. This one's probably a little personal, but
Oh,
would you rather have your friend walk up to you with needle noses and give them to you in your hand, or would you rather have them throw them 25 feet at you and have it catch you in your hand and put it through your hand like a nail on the cross?
Oh man, it sounds like some old wounds there, buddy.
Oh.
James, you aren't laughing because you don't know this story.
I'm laughing. Have your friend hand you your pliers? Is my answer.
Yes, that's probably what Kyle would have wanted as well. Um, but no. Listen, so I'm just gonna tell this real quick.
Oh, I'm
Me and
shaking. That's
Kyle
so
are
funny.
fishing together. Me and Kyle are fishing together, and I catch a fish. We're at his pond that he has on the property that he rents a place out on. And basically, we're fishing. I catch a fish. I'm like, hey, yo, toss me the pliers. He tossed me the pliers. I take my fish off the hook. I'm like, yo, here's the pliers. I toss them back at him, right? Well, when someone tosses pliers to you and they go really high in the air, what are you going to do? You're going to move out of the way and let them hit the ground, right? No, that's not what Kyle does.
Wow.
Kyle tries to catch them.
I tried to be a double OG. I might have been a little inebriated.
Yeah, a little bit. The pliers go straight into Kyle's hand. And I mean, stick straight into Kyle's hand.
I'm telling you, between the phone or something, dude.
Oh, dude,
I'm telling you, I literally picked it up and I said, I spocked them and said, hey, man. And it was still in my hand.
Yeah. It was bad. I couldn't do that. I'm sitting here like, Kyle, why would you try to grab those?
Oh, I was like, I don't, and I'm still trying to get the fish off the hook, and I'm not even saying nothing to Matt because I'm like, this motherfucker just stabbed me.
Yeah, he was a little dude. And we was catching them that day, dude. We had at least a bag of 50 plus fish.
Yeah,
it was a good day.
It was a good day.
So yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh, my hand swelled up. Yeah, my hand swelled up. It was bad. Yeah, I would rather handing. I second, third. I would hope that's all the way around the table agreement.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. I don't want that to ever happen to nobody ever again. Again, I've learned I'm never tossing pliers anyway. James learned it before he even knew about it so bad that he got pliers that go on his belt buckle.
Oh yeah, the ombre set of pliers comes with a holster with a little tie on. They're great.
Oh, nice.
It's like the county sheriff walking down by the pond. By a cowboy hat.
Yeah,
Look over your shirt. Nobody messes with you. They think you're packing.
Think you're packing.
That's awesome.
He's packing heat down there. Watch out. Turns out it's just needle nose.
That's awesome.
Hey, they come in handy though.
Oh, they do, especially when fishing. All right, we'll go into the final would you rather I got for us tonight here. I thought of this one the other day too. This one I think this one hits you deep. Would you rather snag a snapping turtle or snag a duck?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I feel bad all the way around.
Okay, I feel bad all the way around, but both of them are equally abysmal to get.
No, you say duck, or you saying geese? I'll fuck with it. I will punch a duck in the face, but geese.
I'll punch both in the face.
Oh no! If it comes close to me far enough, dude, have you ever had one hiss at you and spit on you? That's like close, like I'm like, ugh.
They're the cobra chickens.
Yeah, dude,
they are the cobra chickens.
So, as to your question, as an animal lover, and I like ducks and geese. I respect them. I'm gonna go snapping turtle because I feel like he's gonna come out the other end better for it than the duck. I feel like I'm gonna injure that duck more than I'm gonna injure the snapping turtle.
I'll tell you right now, it just sounds pain in the absolute arse.
Yeah, either way.
Both of them do. That's why I was like, man, this is a good one. I'm going snapping turtle because this is the way I look at it. Worst case scenario, if I can't get my lure out of that thing's face, I don't feel bad cutting it off.
Yeah.
A duck is a different story.
You're
I mean,
right.
can you imagine sinking your hook into a duck and it just starts flying off?
Oh yeah, it's
Use it
gonna
as a
try and fly
kite.
away.
Use it as a
Yeah.
kite and reel it back in.
The girl down the pond's like, look, that guy called it back.
That's horrible. I'm so sorry. That's awful.
I
Reel
mean,
it
it's a
back in.
bad
Look, it's
situation,
getting
but I
away, so
mean,
you gotta reel it back in. It's
listen,
horrible.
I'm not gonna lie to you. What I have a Shimano DC, and let me tell you, I will never buy another DC. And there's only one reason and one reason only. When that noise happens and you're by any kind of bird, it just takes off. So I'll go to cast my lure, and these ducks start flying. I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I like reel my stuff in really quick and make sure that doesn't happen. So that's kind of where this question came from, because it's definitely something that could happen to me.
This is great.
Um,
But
and,
if I had to guess too on mine, I would guess snapping turtle. I would hate to feel bad about the duck. I mean, I feel like I could. I feel like I can get the hook probably out of the duck probably maybe easier, maybe just depending on where it's at. Like if I just hooked on top of it, but it depends if it was a treble hook or what kind of hook are we talking. Like if we're going worst to worst, a treble hook, I'm going snapping turtle.
I'm gonna have to say the same thing on that one.
But okay, yep.
Well, boys, I think before we get out of here, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing next week, fishy
Oh
wise?
yeah, we gotta talk about that
Wait,
next week. Hopefully,
I
we get this
believe
meet up with the meet and link up, and we'll go talk a little bit more about our fishing adventures.
that would be dope. I mean, I know
Oh,
me and James are going, but we got to get you confirmed yet. But yes, me and James 100% are going Friday, all day fishing adventure out to the reservoir.
I was gonna say, is that really a spot we can burn per se? It's
It's huge. In the
yeah,
middle of a small town.
yeah.
I mean, everybody in that small town knows it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Let's do it. Van Wert Reservoir. That's where we're going. Me and James had a little bit of luck this year out there. Um, I'm not gonna lie, Kyle. It is a butt to bank fish just because it is so big,
But
but it can pay off pretty well.
first time we went out there, I caught 7 that day, which was a good high for me at the time. But I mean, we were catching smallies out there, and like not your creek smallie, but good smallies.
Yeah, some good smallies, and then there was the one day I caught a really nice crappie, and
Oh
then
yeah,
there was the one day that we went one time and James caught a bunch and I only caught a couple, and then the next time we went I caught a bunch and James only caught a couple.
yeah.
So we're hoping
It goes
to
hand
I,
in
break
hand.
that.
I'm thinking with the weather, which by the way, gentlemen, if you haven't looked, Friday's weather, our high is 58.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Well, that's actually lower than I saw the other day because I saw 60 yesterday. I was gonna
Yeah,
say something, and then I mean, when I first looked, I looked on Monday and it said it was gonna be raining. I was like, well, that sucks. And then when I looked on like Wednesday, it said 60. So yeah, it's gonna be a little chilly, but it's supposed to
but
be partly sunny.
I mean, just dress a little warmer, and I'm hoping that cold weather is gonna make them really chase.
Fall feed, fall feed, fall feed.
Exactly.
Fall feed, fall feed, fall feed. I don't know. This is the really first fall that I really like dove in because statistically, I normally get my butt handed to me during the summer so bad that I just like kind of give up my fall time, and I'm just like, we'll call it for the
Yeah,
season.
yeah. Fishing seasons have ended mid October before.
Yeah, and I don't know. I smashed them this summer a lot better than I have in the past, and uh, yeah, I'm trying to figure out fall, man.
Right.
I can't tell when that fall feed is because I've gone out a few days
It's Ohio.
last week. Well, okay, yeah, facts. But I went out last week and I went out a couple times throwing moving baits on. Only got one bite on that chatterbait, and that was it.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that, as you said, we're in Ohio. The weather is so up and down. I think it's got the fish confused of when fall is.
Yeah,
I
she's got a
really think
bipolar problem for sure.
I really think that it comes down to the your days were getting so warm and the nights were getting so cold that
Mm.
water is changing. That thermocline is changing in the pond so rapidly. I think. I don't know. We're just three guys learning how to fish, right?
Mm.
Yeah. And of course,
Small
there's the chance
ponds,
we'll go
big
fishing in the
dreams.
rain Sunday.
Oh, dude, I'm down. Again, I'm down. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna be like, please, Santa Claus, don't let it rain. And it's not gonna rain.
Speak
You
to
know
the
what? I
rain
mean, the fish
man.
are wet. You're wet.
For
You
all
should
wet.
catch more fish,
You know
right?
what I mean? Yeah, me wet equals more fish.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
100%. That's the tip of this episode, guys. Pond breakdown. Me wet equals more fish.
So, for those of you trying to follow this timeline, by the way, we record Fridays. So,
Yes. Yes. We're gonna so going
by the time you
further,
hear this, we may or may not have been fishing in the rain.
true. Next episode. Next episode you will hear about the rain fishing if it happens. But you'll also next episode, hopefully next episode, me and Kyle were talking about I'd like to incorporate something about with the drive from the reservoir, maybe on the way back afterwards. Maybe record a little snippet before we come and record the pod for the night. Um, by the time you guys are hearing this, hopefully Monday, fingers crossed, everything goes right. We appreciate your listen.
Yeah,
Feeling
100%.
has given these three fools a listen for this episode. We're embarking on a journey, hopefully. Build a community, learn some fishing stuff, just have a good time, grow as anglers.
Hmm.
Boys, I think that's it, man. I don't have anything else for the day. I think I'm not really doing anything else fishing next week. I think I'm going to take it kind of easy. I might go out once or twice before the Van Wert trip, but I might just take it easy.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah. Get out there, wet that line when you can.
that's right.
Yeah, exactly. I like that line. Wet your line when you can. Just go fish.
Yep,
Just do it. Just do it. Just go
And
out there.
hey, even if you ain't catching, have a good time doing it.
that's right.
Oh yeah, you have to. I mean, how many times have you gone out there and not caught?
Me, a lot.
But it's so
Yeah,
much easier
that'll
when you
change.
have somebody to talk to about it or something, or even, you know what I mean? It's always beautiful.
I mean, it's just nice to be out in nature.
All right.
That's what attracted me to fishing in the first place.
Mm.
Sure. Yeah. All right, boys. For all of us here at Small Ponds, Big Dreams, guys enjoy your next week until the next one. Tight lines.
Tight lines.
Tight lines.